I didn't introduce myself. I'm Dr. Carnes. I've been in this teaching since 1975, either as a student or a minister, and I'm still a student. And I'm still deepening my awareness of these universal principles that we teach here, because it's all about, the principles are easy, it's about how to apply them. And one of the teachings that has almost become a cliche is the title of my talk, which is, It's Always Now. Some of you have been around long enough to remember in the 80s or 90s, someone put out wristwatches. And instead of the numbers 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it was now. It's kind of cute. It kind of made sense, but it did kind of trivialize the whole concept. It is a very deep teaching to be in this now moment. It is one of the most challenging practices we have, because of the nature of the mind is to wander off into the future and to reach us of the past, and it does it effortlessly all through the day. And so we discover some tools to bring us back into this now moment. And one of them, of course, is meditation. And there's a few others. I'm sure most of you know Thich Nhat Hanh. He passed a couple of years ago. Get your year. Beautiful Vietnamese Buddhist monk and activist. I loved him because he was so gentle, so sweet, and yet so powerful. I would say a real example of spiritual masculinity. And he advised us to take care of the present moment. Take care of the present moment. He said, we will not have to worry about the future. Past, present, and future are all interconnected. They're all present in the now. If we take care of this moment, he said, we are, in a very real sense, taking care of the future and disempowering the past to infringe on our peace. Has your past ever infringed on your peace? Usually it happens in the middle of the night, but it can happen anytime. I call them the night raiders, the tyranny of our own mind, the terrorists within. So taking care of this moment saves lots of energy. We spend a lot of mental energy in the future and the past. Taking care of this moment, we save energy that would be wasted in anxious projections or resentments. And Thich Nhat Hanh went on to say, despair, and there's a lot of people in despair right now. But we're talking about those of us in this teaching. It's really true of everybody once the awareness is there. Despair cannot afflict us if we know we are taking care of this moment in the best way we know how to do it. So how to take care? What is the best way to take care of this moment? Well, there's many things, but one is do what is right in front of us. Now, that could mean anything from diapering the baby to changing tires to closing the deal. Be totally present in what we are doing and make it the most wonderful experience you could ever have. That's his advice, and it makes total sense to me. The most important aspect is, what is the mind doing in the midst of these chores, in the midst of these experiences? How often are we not present when we're talking to someone else and we're waiting to jump in with what we want to say? It's very natural, but it isn't inevitable. That is something we can manage, and we can just pull ourselves back to now, pull ourselves back to this moment. Wouldn't it be wonderful to end every day with the satisfaction of having maintained a healthy state of mind all day long? That's not impossible, but it does take some attention and intention. Ask ourselves, were we able to simply be available to the moment, not resisting or complaining, or did we waste it? did we waste the moment resisting or complaining? You know, being available to the moment means being available to the universe, the intelligence and body of ours, which makes everything new. Being available means we can access higher realms of known. We can access things that we would call the answers to our condition, that the one we're asking about. We can access the spiritual realm where everything we need to know is. Right now, it's present. We must be present ourselves to receive the gifts of the universe. Now, in the middle of the night, I came up with this during COVID. There was something about all those long days of being alone. I mean, I actually like being alone, but that was a bit too much. And I thought, okay, enough of this already. But sometimes in the middle of the night, my mind would start. I'm pretty imaginative, aren't you? I'm pretty creative with my mind. I can come up with some really interesting scenarios. So here's how I stopped it. I would say something like this, and I would get right in this moment. You see, let's do a visual. Here we are. Here's the future. Here's the past. And the mind is doing this, right? Stay here, right here. And so I would say to myself, in this moment, everything is perfect. In this moment, nothing needs to happen. And I'm talking about 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. In this moment, there is only good. In this moment, there's only spirit. In this moment, I am safe. I am peaceful. I am happy right here and right now. I am the same spiritual being expressing a human experience as I always have been in this moment. And the mind starts to really like that. And it starts coming up with more ideas about what's true of this moment. You see, the past is something that's stored in the subconscious in case we need it. And usually there's an attachment to what we call our ego, our local mind. And that's not a negative. It's just, it has a function. And it is to keep us safe in the world, to keep us from jumping in front of buses and things like that. So the ego, however, will almost always see a threat. And it'll see a threat in a tone of voice. It'll see a threat in a look on a face. It'll see a threat if someone didn't say hi to you this morning. It starts projecting, I'm not safe here. I didn't get the attention. They didn't smile at me. Whatever it is, that's the function of it. We have to manage it. So right now in this moment, there is no ego. It doesn't exist in this moment. It is only a function of the outer world when we're interacting with the objective world. So say that out loud. Right now in this moment, all is well with me. Right now in this moment, all's message on. This is absolutely true. In this moment, there is no disease that's progressing. It can't progress without my attention. You know that? That's a whole other talk. I'll do that one someday. Disease cannot exist in this moment. In this moment, only wholeness. This is a very, very, very powerful teaching. So it's a real challenge. I'm the first one to admit that. It's not easy to do this all the time because there's so much going on in the world that needs our attention, and we want to be informed, but we don't know what to keep and what to throw away. It's a daily, you toss things in the outgoing basket. We have to do that with certain thoughts. And one way to handle that is if let's say you have a thought, something going on in the world, and you're really hepped up about it. And you just ask yourself, do I really need this? Is this helping me in some way? Does this promote love and joy and peace? Does it promote health? Because negative thinking, or let's say limited, fearful thinking, is very hard on the body. The body takes instructions from every thumb we give it. And so we want to give it nourishing thoughts of wholeness and beauty and peace and optimism. And the body perks up. It's an energy field. This is not a thing. It's an energy field. And so we must manage that energy. And the best way is to be present now. It's a real challenge. So who said spirituality was easy? A minister friend of mine said, this ain't for sissies. It's for people who seriously believe there is a higher truth that can be known, and it has everything to do with our personal experience. We don't promote the idea that it's luck or good luck or bad luck. No, everything's generated from ideas, everything. So it takes some attention at first, but after a while, we see how we are at choice as to how we present ourselves in any situation. We speak a lot about mindfulness, and so did Thich Nhat Hanh, by the way. But what about its opposite? What about mindlessness? What is mindlessness? Well, it is to react rather than respond. If we react, we are reacting usually from a fear of loss, a fear of I'm not getting approved of, they don't like me, whatever it is, it's a fear of some kind of loss, either physical, emotional, mental loss. It's to react rather than respond. And when we respond, there's only one thing to respond from. It is our wholeness. It is our spiritual intactness. It is the infinite potential that we all are, and we are rising from every moment. We draw our very breath from this quantum field of infinite potential. All right, so to react or respond, to rail against the injustice of the world, and my gosh, there's plenty to rail against. To blame and shame seems like an intelligent thing to do, but the consequences are pretty dire. Whole days lost to acrimony, hours of potential happiness sacrificed to ego, missed moments of real connection with people because we're churning out all sorts of things that don't do us any good. It's not worth giving up our power because life is made up of small moments. It's now. It's now. It's now. And that little watch was right. There was a great book in the 90s called Stop the Clock. And it was about using your mind to stop the passage of time because time does not pass. Now. And so we bring things to put in the now, usually from the past or fear of the future. But time, people say time is accelerating. No, it's not. We're just aware of more things and they move fast. Information is coming at us all the time. And what was big news in 1950 that lasted, a month is now gone by the afternoon. Something else has replaced it. It's an influx of information overall that makes us feel like time is passing faster. Time doesn't move. We do. We go from now to now to now. I can't drive this home enough. It's the biggest lesson of my life is actually practicing being present. And like you, I find it challenging because my mind is also about the outer world. We talked about it last week. If you want to watch last week's talk, it's on YouTube. But it was about having a local mind and a non-local mind, like the same mind but two uses of it. And so we have a use for the local. We also need to use the non-local. That's what spiritual practice is. And that's what meditation is for. That's what spiritual mind treatment is for. It's not, see, the difference between, I'm not going to do a class at October about this. Spiritual mind treatment is not prayer because prayer is futurizing. Prayer isn't in the now moment. Prayer is asking for something to happen later. Spiritual mind treatment is declaring it is already so now. It is so now. It is so now. Therefore, it is real in me now, and it is mine to express, not to receive, but to express. What did your grandmother say? If you want a good friend, be a good friend. So that's the concept. We express the very thing we're desiring, and we suddenly realize we have more of it. So let me ask you this. What is your go-to response or reaction? Because habituated thoughts are like the screensaver on your computer. Do you know the screensaver? Then it will go back to that, but it's idle. It always comes back to that same picture. So we usually pick something we really like. Do we have a default emotion that is triggered by the other world? Most people do. And it's good to identify yours, and then you can do something about it. So do we always revert to fear, anger, or blame? If we are easily agitated by daily challenges, there may be an underlying sense of being a victim of life. Very common for people to feel victimized by life. I can't do anything about it. I didn't do this. I didn't cause this. I'm not a part. That's the victim consciousness. And it's something that can be transformed by the awareness that I have some internal power, if you will. I have, we said there's a power for good in the universe available to everyone. That's at my beck and call. I can use that power. Marianne Williamson once said, we are working using the same power that created the universe out of itself. That's the power that we have in our mind. The very same power, because it's being us. It's expressing as us. This is why we have classes in this teaching. It's really fascinating. So if it feels like the world was out to get us, that things just don't work for us, that's a very self-defeating perception. How to change it? Well, we want to place the usual reactions with responses that are actually true. So I'm going to give you some, if you want to say them out loud, just to see how it feels in your mind. Life is for me and never against me.
It's for me and never against me.
I go through this world.
I move through this world
with ease and confidence.
With ease and confidence.
Everything is in perfect right order.
Everything is a perfect right order.
Right action.
Right action.
Right timing.
Right timing.
All is well with me.
All is well.
All the time.
All the time.
Do you believe it?
Yes.
It's true. All is well with us. All the time. It isn't that we become immune to negative thoughts. They'll still hurt us. It's that we do not allow them to become dominant. What I've learned about the creative process and proven in my own life, demonstrated in my own life, is that the creative intelligence that manifests through us takes us at our word, as it says in Precious Scripture. But the word is the most dominant thought we have. We can go around saying, I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I am wealthy. But if our dominant thought is there's not enough to go around, we are going to experience the not enough. So what changes? What repetition helps, but so does deep communing with our inner self. Deep study, studying the principles, spiritual principles, convincing ourselves that we are not a random act of nature. We are an intentional expression of pure intelligence and pure love. And all that it is, love, joy, peace, vitality, supply, substance, are ours to use. These are the qualities we attribute to spirit. God, if that word doesn't bother you, not a person, but a field of intelligence, love. And those qualities, peace, love, joy, vitality, creative intelligence, substance, they are what we use to create human experiences. Love becomes relationships of all kinds. Vitality becomes health and well-being of the physical. Peace becomes a launching pad for change in the world. Joy is our natural bubbling up child self. Creative intelligence are the ideas that come out of the blue. Where do they come from? I always use music as an example. My son is a musician. And like Mozart, when people compose, they hear it. It doesn't exist until they do something with it. It just comes through them. But it's already there. And that's the same with all these qualities. All these qualities are qualities, the building blocks of human experience are love, joy, peace, vitality, supply, substance. Substance is what everything's made out of. I was reading about it last night. It's like Carl Sagan called it star stuff. We're all made out of star stuff. But the substance is what becomes things. It's a whole subject in itself. Substance is a part of our classes. We'll talk about that in the class will be beginning October. Okay, so young. We do not allow them to come dominant, those scary thoughts. We tell the truth immediately. in the moment. If we could forgive in the moment when it happens, someone insults you, instead of taking it in, feeling bad, might be true, whatever, instead just stand there and say, "Tain't so." Or in your mind, forgive them right now. Forgive in the moment, and nothing gets stuck to you like particles. Nothing gets stuck. It just awful it. Let it go. Put it in the out basket. So we tell the truth immediately. It's a very big practice, and it's a daily practice. We self-correct as we find our own default acting up again. And you don't want to beat yourself up. It's like, there it is again. One of the great teachers of India used to say about anger, he says, just notice it and say, oh, there it is again. I must thought it was useful. I guess I don't need it anymore. It's that kind of matter of fact looking at your inner life. It's really quite powerful. This is not hard. It's not scary. It's just geometry. It takes some tension, intention, and some repetition. So we are the only ones in charge of how we respond to anything. Nobody can make you feel anything. It's all inner, light and quick choice based on what we believe. Our childhood trauma is not in charge of our experience now. Our past experiences of any kind have no power unless we give power to them. So we stay current. We stay here and now where all is truly ours to claim. We will actually be present. And when we are actually present, we are in a very receptive state of mind where we are able to access the spirit and receive the gifts of the universe, where what belongs with us cannot be kept from us. It's not magic. It's science. It's spirituality. It's truth. And it's true about every one of us. So I'm going to invite us now. We did a treatment at the beginning, but I'm going to invite us to go with it again. It just feels appropriate for me right now. To know that the universe and everything in it is the visible evidence of this perfect love and perfect intelligence, creating everything out of itself by becoming the thing it makes. And this ever becoming happens within you and me. We are ever becoming more aware of our own infinite potential. We are ever becoming more aware of what life truly is. It is a joyful expression of perfect femininity and perfect masculinity in exactly the right relationship. As it says in Genesis and Christian scriptures, let us make them in our image and likeness. Perfect balance of the two. And so we affirm that is what is happening on planet Earth right now. That masculine, feminine balance is coming through. There's no resistance. They are of equal value. And every being on this planet welcomes the emergence through their own person. This beautiful partnership of the divine masculine, the divine feminine, working in perfect harmony, perfect right relationship to create this world from a higher vision. So we give ourselves peace of mind. We say, it's all good. It's ever becoming. I do what I do to create more peace in the world, more love in the world, more joy in the world. Everything I do comes from this now moment where I am aware God is good. Life is fine. All is well. And I belong in this world as a peacemaker, a joy maker, as a person of magnificent potential. I give myself this moment filled with something so beautiful, doesn't even have a name. Sense of perfection. And let it be. I am grateful. We are grateful for this teaching, this place, each other, and what is on the move within us. We let it be so. And so it is.